I'm Zach, and in this part of my Web Development for Beginners series, I'll be showing you HTML tables, and if you watch till the end, some bonus entities. Now, to create a table in HTML, you simply create a table element, and you create a row with the tr tag. And inside a table row, you need a table data or TD cell, where you could have, for instance, table. And you'll see this in our document. And we could have another cell. We could have creates a HTML table. And this will appear next to it. So that's our table row with a cell for table and then a cell for the description of that element. We could have another row with another tr element. We could have tr. We could have creates a HTML table row, and that'll appear below our previous row because it's a new row in our table. And you'll see there's spacing here because we've actually got table cells here. You can't see, there's no border on them at the moment because we're just working with raw HTML. We could add CSS to have a border and to have padding around everything, change the colors depending on what things are. But at the moment, we're just covering the semantics, the meaning of everything. We could have another row, could have table data cell, creates a HTML table data cell. Now, those are the basic HTML elements for a table. We could also have a table header cell. So if we change all these TDs to THs, this will create, well, it will style it to be bold by default, but it will create table header cells, which means that the cell is a header in that row. We could have another row for table headers, have creates a HTML table header cell. There we go. Now, we also have some semantic sectioning elements for tables. We could have a T-head or table head section. We could have a row in here with element and description. And it won't change how it looks. This is just defining the meaning of everything. These sections will be completely invisible, but we can style them later with CSS. We could also have a table footer or tfoot element. And I've never used these before. We'll just copy paste the header in here. And those are our three sections: a table header, table body, and table footer. Now, of course, we can't see anything here with these elements because they're purely semantic. We could change the look of them through CSS later. We could change the background color depending on what section these elements are in, but for now we're just covering semantics. The last element we could add is the caption element, and this just defines a caption or a description of what the table's on. So we could say HTML table elements, and that will style it by default to be centered on the table at the top. So those are all the table elements in HTML. I also mentioned that I'd cover some bonus entities. So say we wanted to display the actual less than and greater than signs on our elements in the browser. Well, if we did this, we'd completely ruin our table because we're creating an HTML element. What if we just want to show these signs within the web page? Well, to do that, we'll need HTML entities. So for a less than sign, we'd type an and sign, LT for less than, and then a semicolon. And that creates a less than sign. For a greater than sign, it's and GT for greater than, and then another semicolon. And you can see here where it creates less than and greater than signs in the web page without ruining our HTML. So if we copy pasted this for all of our table rows, we could format all of them. Now there's also some other entities. We could have a copyright symbol, or a registered symbol, or even you could have a target sort of crosshair little symbol here. There's all sorts of entities that you can put in your documents.